What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to another patch notes update review. Today we have 11.11 bites from the past, and apparently I'm late because this was posted 3 days ago. I don't remember ever getting any notification for this, but you know, I miss things, so you never know. Could have went past my feed and didn't see it, or just scrolled past it, or whatever the hell. Either way, we gotta go over this because I believe 3 days ago, today's Monday, so Sunday, Saturday, Friday, Thursday, Friday, maybe it was Thursday. Pretty sure they do it on Thursdays now for Smite 1, but regardless, here we are. Smite 1, 11.11 update notes. It should come out sometime this week, and so we're gonna look at this regardless if I'm late. Either way, as per usual, the updates patch notes will be in the description down below if you'd like to take a look at it yourself. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this. As my cats scream in the background, if anyone can hear it. If not, then good. All right, got some skins. Skins are going to Smite 2, I'm assuming. What is this? Thor. It's pretty cool. These are actually pretty cool skins. Reskin from like King Arthur to Hercules. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into this. So items, actually, let's see, battle pass returns. Okay, whatever. Items, Cannoneer's Cuirass. This item just is bad. Let's see, increased bonus gold from 15 to 20. Actually, let's go ahead and take a look at it. I honestly don't even remember what the hell it does because no one buys or builds this. All right, so yeah, I did know that if you do hit a successful basic attack on auto, or using a successive, oh my god, a successful basic attack on an enemy lane minion, and it causes to explode, and it does damage, and it also gives you some bonus gold. I just didn't realize how much it was from, you know, obviously it said 15 to 20, but to your nearest ally within 80 feet. I just wanted to see how often this happened. Every 7 seconds. I mean, it's still like a good bang for your buck type of item with the amount of stats that it gives. Changing its gold from 15 to 20, I don't know how impactful that will be compared to more just consistent items like Gauntlet of Thebes, for example. So meh, in my opinion. I think maybe just the item itself may need to be looked at rather than just buffing the original stats, whether it's its passive or just regular stats. Spirit of the Magus increased magical power from 85 to 95. We're doing power creep still consistently. No one builds Spirit of the Magus for good reason. It's passive and stuff, and everything else that it gives you is kind of eh. Like, you can get the amount of shit for Spirit of the Magus for like a fraction of the price with other items. So I do think it needs a buff. An extra 10 power is not terrible, but I don't think I'm gonna build this still. It's not a lot of gods really take advantage of this item compared to other items that give you better benefits. Like I said, Ichabod, decreased cost from 2200 to 21,500, increased buff, debuff duration from 5 to 6 seconds. That's pretty good. This will only really be good for like duel still. I don't think this item's ever going to be really good for Joust or really Conquest unless they Omega buff this, but you know, we'll see. Nothing crazy. And Chile decreased cost from 2200 to 2150, increased health from 200 to 250. That's actually pretty nice. This might be, still don't think it's as good for, I mean, like, it's like a bruiser type item. It gives you power, and it's passive, I believe. How many times it's been changed, and I haven't used this item in so long. It just, I mean, I think I overhyped it at the beginning because I thought it was gonna be really fucking good, similar to Shifter Shield, but it just hasn't been. I still think it's a fine item. It's a solid pickup, but it just seems to be that other items are still better to pick up than Anchile. And I think it might still stay. It might be picked up a little bit more. It costs 50 less gold and 50 more health. 50 more health is the more impactful thing here. That's nothing to scoff at. So that's it. Wow, that's all the items. I mean, it kind of seems to be the case that most items in the game are somewhat balanced. There aren't any OP items, and so I guess with the state of Smite, they're trying to up items that don't see a lot of play rather than, you know, make any big changes to already established items, or, you know, maybe make items that aren't so great OP as shit. So I guess they're just trying to do small things with these items that no one fucking builds. And I still don't think anyone's going to build much. Nothing here really significantly changes. But regardless, going to gods. Ravana. Let's see. We got some big buffs here. It looks like basic attack, third basic attack in his chain now cleaves. That's actually pretty good for clearing. I can't tell you how impactful cleaves are based on... I can't tell you how impactful cleaves are it doesn't seem like it would be that crazy, but it like obviously it's nice, but you wouldn't think how impactful it actually is. I mean, think of like Athena. I can't think of anything else, other gods that have cleaves that didn't have cleaves before off the top of my head, but there are multiple other gods that have it. Now Ravana has cleaves, which is kind of crazy. That's pretty good. Chain of blows, gain 5 physical power per stack of his shield. Okay, we're gonna have to take a look at how many stacks he gets. I don't play Ravana too much. Okay, so every successful basic attack and ability gives you Ravana's combo chain, and you get, you know, shield based on his maximum health. He was kind of a warrior back in the day, so it kind of makes sense that he's still. I mean, I guess it still follows the same type of kit that he had when he was a warrior. He receives a shield equal to 7% of his maximum health as well as 3% movement speed. Then he stack up to 3 times, so an extra 15%. I'm sorry, 15 extra power, which is pretty nice. We're just getting that straight up. I mean, this should be his passive to begin with. I think they should get rid of the shield thing, or at least make him like a. I don't know how I feel about him. He still plays like a warrior, even though he does a lot of damage. So I don't know. That's actually really fucking good though, because he didn't have anything else. This is just giving him straight up power. This is just like a 100% nerf or buff. I mean, that's pretty fucking good. Extra 15 power, 5 per stack. That's pretty fucking wild. And then decrease cooldown for his ult, 110 seconds to 90 seconds overall. Okay, Ravana got a big buff. I think he goes up an entire tier after that. He's got cleaves now. He gets extra 15 power just in his passive. And then now his ult is on a 90-second cooldown at all ranks. That's pretty fucking good. Ravana, that's a really good buff for Ravana. I expect to see more Ravanas, and I expect to see his impact in games significantly higher, even though he was already a solid assassin in my opinion. Now he's even better. Nemesis, decrease cooldown for her 3 from 14 seconds to 12 seconds. That's going to be super fucking annoying. You're going to want to get an anti-heal or you know, a lot of CC to stop her 3, because that's fucking annoying. Divine Judgment added 20% physical power damage scaling. Okay, wow, why are we doing that? So we're getting rid of the protections of whenever you ult, and then now 20% physical power scaling. My god, that's pretty gross. Not gonna lie, just adding things to these people's kits. That's a pretty solid buff. Erlong Shen's having to do transformations, increased main damage from 7310 to 80 to 320, so an extra 10 damage. And then decrease cooldown from 18 seconds to 16 overall. I do like these cooldown changes that they make for gods that, you know, have a significantly long cooldowns. It does, like, over a while, allow you to throw out your abilities so many more times, making them so much better. His ult decreasing from 85 seconds to 70, and that just kind of makes sense. His ult is obviously really fucking good, but, you know, kind of underwhelming in a lot of situations, and so having this up a lot more often might be pretty good. Sorry, my cat was being an asshole. Anyways, yeah, that's a pretty good buff. I mean, all these gods right now, I don't mind having buffs because I don't really get played or seen a lot, or at the top of the meta. Shiva, ooh, we're giving Shiva buffs. Okay, Conquest, I'm assuming. That's my assumption. Pillar of Dawn, decrease cooldown from 18 seconds to 18 to 14 overall. I mean, you are leveling this up last, but oh my god, a whole 4 seconds less. That is a lot of that's really good, because hold on 1 second. You just love to see your cats just fucking up a video. Want to be assholes while you're doing a fucking video. Anyways, Pillared On. That's a really that's a pretty significant buff. 1 to 2 seconds is significant. Once you get past there, that's fucking obscene. Now, of course, you still have to level it up, like I said, but late game, you're never going to be able to catch this guy. Shiva Tendava. Increased damage from, this is his ult. Increased damage from 125 to 325 plus 40% to 135 to 335 plus 50%. Okay, an extra 10% plus 10 extra damage. That seems reasonable. And then increased healing from 55 to 115 to 70 to 130 per hit, obviously. So his ult's going to be doing a lot more damage as well. Don't think this was necessary for Shiva, at least considering for Joust. But in terms of Joust, he just got a whole lot better. I think the most significant, obviously, being this extra 4 seconds, because cooldown OP, right? So, unnecessary, but very fucking good. Shiva's gonna be a lot better now. He's already fucking good. ESET, increased health from 365 plus 68 per level to 380 to 72, so she's gonna be getting a lot more health. Significantly a lot more health. Jesus. So she's gonna be really played as that. They're really leaning into that support type playstyle with ESET. Wing Gust increased damage from 35 to 115 to 45 plus to 125, so an extra 10 per hit, which is nice. Spirit Ball decreased mana cost from 60 to 80 to 55 to 75. This is an okay buff. I think ESET deserves it though. She's a very underrated god, and maybe she gets to be played more often. Very sleeper, unexpected pick whenever I see it, but every time someone plays it, I mean, she's really fucking good, man. Yu Huang, my boy, getting a buff. Master of Dao, increased chain basic attack damage from 75% to 100%. That's pretty good. In Flames of Phoenix, this is his one, increased initial damage from 70 to 190 to 75 to 215. And depending on which one you're leveling up, I usually level up to 1, but sometimes I level up to 2. It really doesn't matter which way you go. So it's kind of just preference. You know, with this leveling up, you know, if you level this up first, you're gonna be doing a lot more damage now. So 5 extra, it scales up exponentially, it seems like. So 75 to 70 to 75, 100 to 110, 130 to 145, 160 to 180, and then 190 to 215. So you're doing an extra, what is that, 25 damage? That's pretty fucking good. I might just make me level up as 1 more often now than is 2 ever. Celestial Fight decreases cooldown from 20 to 18. That's really good. 2 seconds is really good, especially for him. It's gonna make him even more safer. So whenever you're up against him, it's gonna be fucking annoying, even more annoying. So for Yu Huang players like me, this is great. For people going up against Yu Huang who hate Yu Huang already, sorry, I guess, because this is really good. It's specifically his 2, or I'm sorry, his 1 and his 3 here. Pretty good buffs. Jing Wei, I haven't seen this god in so long. Decrease cooldown from 12 to 10 on her 2. Jesus. Okay. Decrease cooldown from 16 to 14. Even more cooldowns. And increase physical power scaling from 110% to 120%, which is an extra 10% physical scaling. I mean, you use her ult, generally speaking, to get away. But, you know, it does decent damage, so not too bad. And then extra cooldown is... name of the game, it seems like, because everyone's getting cooldown. You get cooldown. Everyone gets cooldown. My God. Pretty good buffs for Jingwei. Everyone's getting a buff. Okay. Increased healing per consumed. Increased healing per consumed stack per god level from 3.5 to 4. Increased healing per consumed stack per god level from 3.5 to 4. Okay, so I guess they're increasing his passive healing whenever you use abilities, so that's pretty nice. I had to reread that because it seems a little weird, but maybe I'm just reading it wrong. But that's actually pretty good. Extra 0.5 healing. Masterful Shot, that is his 2. Increased physical protection reduction from 5% to 10%. Interesting. Extra So it's a 100% increase in terms of physical protection reduction, meaning you're going to be doing 5% increased damage afterwards. And then all increased physical power scaling per shot from 60 to 65. So just small tweaks. The 2 probably being the most significant, extra 100% right there increase, which is really nice. Seeing as your 2 is literally impossible to miss, so you're always going to get that. So an extra 5%, that's a lot, allowing you to potentially, if you use your 2 first, then allowing you to do a lot more damage, especially the tanks. So that's actually pretty nice. This one doesn't seem like it's going to be too crazy, but it actually might be surprising with this too, or it might surprise you. Chiron's already been a solid pick, at least in terms of Joust. Conquest, not the greatest, but still pretty solid. We're increasing, we're buffing areas, I guess. Increased magical power gain from 30 to 40. Oh my god. Okay, so what is that? If you bought like 4 aura items, you're getting an extra 40 power. Whatever, man. So that's like what, 40, 80, 120, 160, I guess. Jesus Christ. It's pretty annoying. I mean, Ares already kind of does what he does. I think he doesn't need a buff. I think he's fine. I don't know. Then Searing Flesh, increased magical power scaling per tick from 7% to 8%. Alright. Cool. So he gets even more power and then even more increased magical power scaling per tick. Great. They're making this guy just build tank items to one-shot someone. You'd love to see that shit. Jesus. And then Cabrakan increases, actually a pretty small buff, or small update. Cabrakan increased physical protection from 23 plus 3.3 to 23 plus 3.5 per level. So one thing I will say about Cabrakan, recently playing him, he seems to be very, very, very squishy. And so I actually think this is a fine buff for him, giving him a little bit more protections. Basic attack damage increased from 35 plus 1.5 to 40 plus 3. I never really paid attention to the basic attack damage. I don't think that's all that impactful. Again, actually, now I think about it, his 1 does proc basic attack damage, so that actually might be really good for his 1. Totally forgot about that. So actually, that's actually pretty good. Now it's going to be 38 plus 1.5 to 40 plus 3, which is pretty nice, actually. This is actually a pretty significant buff, just, based on himself, so that's pretty cool. And then Tremors, increased damage from 18 to 58 plus 35% to 20 to 60 plus 40%. So you're getting an extra 2 damage per tick plus an extra 5%. It doesn't seem like a lot, but if you get stuck in this, oh baby, it's gonna count. So pretty small buff, but I think a little bit more significant than what it seems to show with the numbers, at least. All right, on to God nerfs. I have been seeing a decent amount of Aphrodite ever since they changed her ult to now make it where it immediately resets her 3, allowing her to heal all the fucking time, which is super fucking cringe. So I'm not surprised she's getting a nerf. Back off, increased cooldown from 12 seconds to 14 to 12. Did I forget this was on a 12-second cooldown? I must have, because that is insane. Building cooldown on her, you're gonna have this up like every 8 seconds or some shit. Okay. Undying Love now only halves the remaining cooldown of Lovebirds instead of resetting it entirely. So that is one of the biggest things that when they did that shit, I was like, why are you doing that? So that makes it a lot less crazy and cringe to have it to where it's still cringe, because it's still better than it ever was, because it didn't used to do that when you ult, but at least it's more manageable. We'll see. My god, Aphrodite with cooldown is cringe, as you could probably see with the cooldowns that she already has, base cooldowns. Susano getting a nerf. This is strictly got to be Conquest. Decreased base damage from 90 to 210 to 80 to 200, so an extra 10 less. And then Jetstream, decreased physical power scaling tick 25% to 20%. So that's actually pretty significant with his 3. So yeah, I guess we'll see how much that impacts him, but 5% is pretty significant, I would say. Medusa. I'm actually fine with this. My god, this guy still does damage. I think she may be getting a little bit too nerfed, though. I think she's in a fine spot. Considering that, though, I don't mind a nerf. Decrease damage from 100 to 320 to 90 to 310, so less, 10 damage. And then increase cooldown for her ult by 10 seconds, which is totally fine by me. I will say that she's starting to edge on that tier where she might be like an A+ god instead of like an S tier god, but I think she's probably gonna stay in S with the type of team comps that we have right now, double tank, hunter. So we'll see, but a small nerf, but an extra 10 seconds is pretty big, I will say. So Wukong getting a nerf, decrease slow from 30% at all ranks to 20 to 30. So you're actually getting 10% less at the start of the game. You're usually leveling up your 1 the first, but sometimes I've seen people level up their 2. So either way, it's still a nerf because, instead of having 30%, you're going to have 20% right out the gate. So that kind of sucks for you Wukong players. And then decrease attack speed slow from 30% on rank to 20 to 30. So actually very similar to these two. So it actually might be better to level up the 2 now, just so you can get that extra 30% quicker. But I actually don't know. Still might want to level up your 1 for the clear. Your 2 allows you to have to get closer with your 2. And then finally, wow, crazy. It is a really short patch, huh? Soul Expulsion. Increase cooldown from 14 seconds to 16 seconds. So that's a pretty significant nerf. Him having his 3 up all the time, not going to be as prolific. So minus 2 seconds, pretty significant nerf. And to be honest, Cerberus needs it. I think he's a little overtuned. But there you have it. Most notable nerfs, I would say, is probably going to be Aphrodite here. After that, a lot of really solid buffs. This was unnecessary. Cabrakan, pretty significant buff. Nothing too crazy, but just, quality of life, an extra small buff for him that he probably needed. Chiron, additionally, probably not as significant looking, but probably more significant than actually shows on paper. Yu Huang's to be a little bit better, which is nice. Iset's gonna be a little bit better. Shiva's gonna be a lot fucking better. My god, an extra 4 seconds is wild. Not to mention the extra damage. Erlong a little bit better as well. Small quality of change. Nemesis tiny bit better. Specifically with her ult and the passive, it's really nice. And then Ravana getting a big buff in my opinion. I think this is pretty huge for him. The cooldown, an extra 20 seconds, let alone extra physical power, and then now he fucking cleaves. That's pretty good. And as far as items, nothing crazy. I do want to see none of these actually. I don't give a fuck. Maybe Cannonier's Cuirass. I don't think so. Maybe Enchile. Enchile is probably the only one I might look at more often. And then maybe, like if I feel like it, I'll be like, let me try this for the Magus. But no, none of these items really needed or really got buffed to my interest, to pique my interest. But that is that is that 11.11 going to be live, I'm assuming sometime this week, whether it's tomorrow or today. I don't know if it's already out. Again, like I'm a little late, so that is that. But there it is, 11.11. So tell me what you guys think in the comment section down below. Do you like, do you hate? Discord in the description down below if you wanted to join our community. Really solid community, or if you want to get in contact with me, Discord is your best option. Memberships are open, $2.99 a month if you would like, but obviously not expected. You simply watching my videos is good enough for me. If you do enjoy my content, like, comment, and subscribe. But I think that is everything that I have for you. So with that being said, thank you guys for watching.